Of all the strange, terrifying things that happened that Friday, the most extraordinary, at least to me, was how normal everything still seemed. You could draw a 5-mile circle around the Woking sand pits where the Martians had landed and outside of it. Not a soul's daily routine had truly changed. Unless you were related to Stent or one of the few townsfolk or cyclists who lay dead on the common, your life likely went on untouched. At most, people had heard about the cylinder and chatted about it over tea. But it didn't feel like something serious. It didn't make the splash that, say, a diplomatic threat to Germany would have. Even in London, where poor Henderson's telegram described the slow, deliberate unscrewing of the capsule, it was dismissed as a hoax. His paper, having received no follow-up, Henderson was already dead decided not to print a special edition. It's just another tall tale in a city full of them. And inside that 5-mile radius, the majority of people remained motionally. I've already told you how people responded when I tried to warn them. Across the whole district, the night unfolded like any other. Workers ate dinner, sipped ale, and puttered in their gardens. Kids were tucked into bed. Lovers strolled down rural lanes, lost in conversation. Students hunched over textbooks by dim lamps. Maybe the pubs had a little more buzz than usual. Maybe the Martian cylinder was the newest topic behind bar taps. Maybe a few messengers sparked a ripple of excitement. But mostly life flowed on. Trains kept running through Woking Junction. Engines shifted on the sidings. Passengers got on, got off, waited. Paper boys shouted headlines. Men from Mars. Their cries were met with rolled eyes or chuckles. A few folks looked out train windows toward the horizon and saw a faint red flicker, or a few curls of smoke, and figured there was a heath fire somewhere out near Horsell. Nothing more. Closer to the common, it was different. A few villas burned at the edge of Woking. On the common side of Horsell and Chobham, lights burned late into the night. People stayed awake. They watched, waited. A strange crowd gathered, half curious, half fearful. Some stayed on the bridges at Horsell and Chobham, shifting uneasily but not going home. Others came and went, but the crowd itself remained, and a few bold, foolish souls, they crept closer. They didn't come back. Now and then, a sweeping beam of light, like a warship's searchlight, cut through the darkness. And wherever it touched, the heat tray wasn't far behind. The common was mostly silent, glowing red at the edges, speckled with ash and twisted bodies. There were no cries for help anymore, only the sound of distant hammering from within the pit. And so, that was the state of things on Friday night. At the center of it all, jammed into the earth like a poisoned dart, was the cylinder. The venom hadn't spread far yet. Round it, the scorched common, scattered bodies. Here and there, a smoldering bush or a burning tree. Just beyond that, a border of fear and growing tension. But further out, life continued undisturbed. The fever hadn't yet reached the brain. The great arteries of daily life still pulsed as they had for generations. The world wasn't at war, not yet. All night the Martians worked, hammering, grinding. They never slept. And from time to time, a puff of greenish-white smoke rose silently into the stars.
Around 11 o'clock, soldiers arrive.
A company passed through Horsell and spread along the southern edge of the common. Later, another arrived via Chobham, securing the northern perimeter. Officers had scouted the area earlier in the day. One of them, Major Eden, was never seen again. By midnight, the colonel himself stood on Chobham Bridge, questioning people from the crowd. The military, at least, understood what this could become. By 11 a.m., Saturday, newspapers would report that troops had been dispatched from Aldershot 2 Maxims, a squadron of hussars, and 400 men from the Cardigan Regiment. And then, something else fell from the sky. Just after midnight, people gathered on Chertsey Road in Woking, looked up and saw what they thought was a falling star. It had a green tint, silent, brighter than lightning. It vanished into the pine woods northwest of the common. But it wasn't a star. It was the second cylinder. And so the clock keeps ticking. If you're following this story, if you made it this far, hit the thumbs up so we know you're with us. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss what's coming next. And ring that bell, because when the next cylinder lands, it's not just soldiers who'll be fighting. It's everyone. Coming next in Episode 9, The Dead London Night. As the Martians rise, the British Army takes its first shot. Nothing could prepare them for what answers back. The Martian War has only just begun.